All right, wait, welcome to TheEndStep.com. This is our first ever commentary over some games that James and I played in a box tournament,
Yes.
and we'll see what happens. So we're doing this commentary post-tournament. We actually played in this tournament, and we'll hopefully see some interesting matches. We'll get some insight because we actually played in the tournament, and then we actually get to see some decks we didn't play against at all during the day.
Yes.
So it's kind of we're watching some of these decks at the same time as you guys are.
Yeah, we're watching these games probably for the first time, most of them, if not all of them. He said we were off playing, so we weren't watching these games as they were taking
Right.
place. So we may know of the potential results. I think
Right.
I don't always know what happens, but we have no idea what goes on during the games.
Yeah, I mean, because obviously, we know who got to top 8 and stuff, so we know,
Right.
people generally did well or not.
Right.
Anyway, so we have, looks like Blitz versus a red-green aggro deck. I'm assuming that's what the Battalion Humans name is.
Yes. Jacob is on the Nia Blitz.
So we do have the deck list in front of us, too, so we can kind of, tell you what's happening in terms of numbers and everything else.
Yeah. So Ryan is playing a super aggressive red-green aggro deck. He's got emissaries and experiment ones and Rakdos Cacklers and Strangeroot Geist. He's got a lot of 2-drops, but hopefully his mana curve pans out because he's got a lot of he's got Strangeroot Geist in his deck.
Right.
And you can't cast it off of Burning Tree Emissary, so hopefully there's no interaction, no mess ups there. But it does have Flint Hoof Boars as well, so it feels almost if you went between aggro and mid range.
Okay.
A little faster than mid range, but a little slightly slower than aggro. He's got lots of 2s and 3s.
Looks like Jacob's mulliganing again.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to 5.
Looks like 5 here.
5 for game 1. Looks like Ryan's keeping his hand. I see 2 Rootbound Crags, a Flinthoof Boar. I think at least a Hell Rider.
Hopefully a real land, not just 2 tab lands would be unfortunate.
It would, but if Jacob's already mulliganing to 5,
Yeah.
you can definitely keep that.
So the Blitz deck is pretty much a Blitz deck, but he has an odd inclusion in the form of Rubble Belt Raiders that never sees play.
He's trying to live the dream with Lightning Mauler.
Right.
Oh, looks like he's finally keeping, and he was on the play. Leaves with the Temple Garden tapped, so it's a pretty weak hand, honestly, to lead that way.
Yeah, but it's Battalion. I mean, Blitz can't mulligan to nothing.
Right.
It's a critical mass type of deck.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Ryan also had a pretty weak start with just a forest. It looks like he probably did just have the 2 Rootbound Crags.
All right, so that's a pretty good response to Mayor.
Yeah,
Mayor looks pretty bad by himself.
Mayor's pretty atrocious by itself. The Strangeroot Geist just punches his way through.
Although Silverblade Paladin is an issue.
Is he pairing here?
He is pairing.
Did he pair?
I don't know. It looked like he pointed at both. We'll see in a second. No, I guess he doesn't. No, he did. He did pair, yeah.
Oh, skip through. Yeah, so I guess he did pair.
Yeah, because he dropped Ryan to 18 here.
Yep, alright. See if we can make something happen off this Burning Tree Emissary.
That's pretty good.
That's exactly what he needed to happen. Is this attack between you guys going to put Jake up at 16? So Ryan's really far ahead right now, and Jacob looks like he just got land drops for days. Frontline medic.
Frontline medic's decent. I mean, it blocks.
Yeah.
So it blocks Ryan's team right now pretty well.
Mm-hmm. At least the first half.
If he has another Searing Spear, then
it's pretty GG, honestly.
He can't Searing Spear the medic. He can Searing Spear the Mayor, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a 4/4 medic. That's true.
Oh, he's just getting super aggro on there. Okay. Get in there for 4, drop him to 12. I don't really like that attack.
Yeah, I'm not really 100% on that one. You could play super aggro, but he's really not low enough to start forcing damage through.
No, he just lost a boar for no gain.
Yeah, well, he pushed 4 damage through. But now Jacob looks like Jacob's board's gonna be able to stabilize pretty soon unless Ryan can
He has Battalion trigger, on table.
Yeah. So what's he gonna be able to pull out of here? Another emissary into another boar. Oh. Maybe he just had so much aggression in his hand, he just felt like throwing some of it away. Alright, he chose not to give it haste.
If that was the play, I would have done that pre-combat.
What?
Like, I wouldn't have cast those guys pre-combat. There was
Okay.
no reason to do that. Like, he could have, if he was going to attack with Strangle Root the whole time, attack with Strangle Root, you know, at least bluff a Gorkran Rampager or
Right.
a Searing Spear.
Yeah, I agree. So Jacob just responds with a Lightning Mauler, pumping up his Champion of the Parish. I don't think he bonded with anything, because he would have attacked if he did. So he probably just left it unbonded. Another boar. Jesus.
So this is getting, like, really clogged now.
And that's a Cackler. Wow.
Let's see, is he's leashing his Cackler or unleashing?
Unleashing, yeah. And he passes it back. So, I mean, this is like one Hell Rider away from just being over, right? Like,
Yeah.
is there gonna be a pair here? Nope, still no pair. So, like, you don't want to be in this position with the Night Blitz deck.
Yeah, neither one really has a great attack. I mean, Ryan is in the driver's seat. He just needs something to, like,
Yeah.
Alpha Strike.
Well, he got his 4th land, so let's see if he actually did have a Hell Rider. Because I think I saw one in his opening hand.
He does have double red. No problem.
The Hell Rider would definitely push this through. Like,
Yeah. Alright, there it is.
Yep. He's just going to town. So
Yeah,
James
yeah,
picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 off the trigger. That's a gigantic amount.
He's going to drop Jacob to 5 just off the triggers. Yeah, this is not looking good for Jacob.
No, he's just straight up dead, isn't he? Like, if he blocks both Flint Hoof Boars, both Emissaries. Yeah, no, he's got to block the Hell Rider too.
Yeah.
Like, he can't just not block the Hell Rider. The Mayor needs to get in there as well. Oh, was he blocking the Hell Rider? Nope. All right.
No, yeah, he did his math incorrectly. I think he thought he was at 1 and he was dead.
Yep. Well, that was a pretty quick game 1. I mean, it was a mulligan to 5, the Night Blitz deck.
Right.
And he was just on the back
honestly,
the whole
that
time.
was like a pretty good mulligan to 5.
It was.
Yeah,
He
that could've
had
been a lot
plans and guys. So, from Jacob's perspective, does it look he's going to board for game 2 here?
He does have a Gruul Charm, which is actually pretty decent. Can push through some damage, so the ground guys won't be able to block.
A Gruul Charm, really?
Yeah. He's got Searing Spears. Yeah, honestly, I just think a Searing Spear.
Yeah, Spears seem awesome. Thalia seems awesome.
I don't really like Thalia because, like, they both have a pretty low spell count, so, like, her punish ability isn't going to come up that often.
I was just thinking about, like, the 3/2 first strike if you have a Mayor out. Like, that seems pretty strong.
So it appears that Jacob is just boarding
Face up.
face up.
Face up boarding. All right. Well,
So the Searing Spears that we talked about looks like they're coming in.
yep.
Yeah, he is, in fact, boarding face up.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty
so,
good for Jacob.
Yeah, so some of the cards that I could see Jacob cutting is like Rancors don't look as good.
Yeah, Ryan's definitely packing some burns. So.
Rubble Belt Raiders look pretty bad, honestly.
Yeah, the Raiders is just like, you're just hoping for too much.
Yeah, I don't like Boros. He's got Boros Charm main. I would side that out.
Yeah.
Selesnya Charm I like because he can like Giant Growth his guy and trade.
Right, trade favorably.
Or, surprise 2/2. Seems good. And then does Ryan have any Thundermaw Hellkites?
He does not.
Alright, so yeah, so like the exiled clause on Selesnya wouldn't be relevant, but
Right. In terms of Ryan's sideboarding, he's got 2 Garrick Relentless, which
that seems really good.
I actually really like, yeah. If nothing else, make him like a constant stream of chump blockers, but you will be able to kill like a Mayor,
Right.
which is really sweet. He also has Gruul Charm.
Rangers Guile, wow.
Rangers, yeah, it's actually been pretty good for this deck. Not gonna lie. He's got 4 Rangers Guiles. I don't think they're gonna come in this matchup.
No,
because
there's
there's
a removal
just
heavy deck.
yeah. So definitely the Garricks, but I think that might be it. As for what to take out, well, considering you saw him boarding face up, if you had that knowledge, I would consider taking out Rancors. But assuming he doesn't know that, I would potentially take out.
Honestly, I like his main deck pretty well situated. Like, honestly, I wish he had some pillars. Pillars of Flame in his sideboard.
Yeah, I agree. Well, he does not, so it looks like Rancor is like the best card to side out regardless, just because everything else seems pretty solid.
That's a tough sideboard though. Like Rancor for Garrick Relentless. That's like a huge jump in your curve.
It is. I mean, you could cut the Wolf. He has 2 Wolfear Avengers in the main. You could go that route, but like I actually kind of like Wolf
I like
Avenger.
those too, yeah. Block pretty well.
Maybe some Rampagers.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I would sideboard much, actually. Maybe the Garrote Charm.
I still like bringing the Garrix. Maybe if he's on the play.
I could see cutting Cacklers over the
Yeah.
Rancors, honestly.
Okay, but like that's what I'm saying. Like he's not really a hyper aggressive deck, and he's not really a mid range deck. So he's like a little bit in between, just because he has
He's
like
definitely favoring the aggro side, though.
yeah. He does have some 1-drops, but it's mostly like 2-drops and 3-drops.
Yeah.
So it's a little like
He's got, what, 8 1-drops?
higher on the curve. Yeah,
Cackler and Experiment 1.
right. Yeah, and then it's just like straight 2-drops and then 3-drops.
Right.
I would honestly cut some Rampagers for the real on this, because like 4 is like such a huge number. I mean, it is a gigantic presence on the board if you do play one, but so is Garrick.
Yeah, and Garrick's Wolf generation is generally going to be good enough, but then he has like the fight Mayors, which is excellent.
Yeah. And if you do get him like flipped over, you can just start like tutoring for everything that you like actually want.
Death Touch Wolves look pretty awesome against his deck too. Like,
Death Touch Wolves, yeah, fantastic.
as long as frontline medic's not indestructible-ing your team.
Mm-hmm.
If that's a word. Making your team indestructible.
There you go.
The Death Touch Wolves will pretty much answer everything that Jacob's deck has.
Right. So I can almost
So
guarantee Jacob's on the play.
Yeah, why wouldn't he be?
Yeah. Let's get some upside down cards. So at least a Mayor. Ryan looks
like he has 2 lands. Looks like a forest and a crag.
Forest, Flint of Boar, Experiment 1, a Searing Spear, I think a
crag in the
Hellrider.
back.
Oh, looks like he's gonna take a mulligan. Must have been like a 1-lander.
Yeah, that must have not been a crag.
Jay looks like he's gonna be keeping though.
Yeah, he's gonna be keeping.
Wasn't able to get a good look at his hand, but it had like white cards in it.
Yeah.
Bet you's got a Champion of the Parish.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can start with Champion of the Parish, that's like the best possible start for that deck. Right.
Yeah. So I mean, both of these decks like kind of falter on the same like aspect where they don't mulligan very well, and if they like stumble for a turn or two, which mulligans generally make you do, they can each run each other over.
Yeah, I will say that I think Ryan's deck does mulligan better because I think his individual threats by themselves, like Flint of Boar, is fine. Like it does his work by himself nicely.
Yeah, Wolf Avenger can do a lot of work too.
Wolf Avenger does nice work. Whereas on the other side, like Champion of the Parish is awesome if you have more humans, but if you don't, it's pretty awful.
Right. Just a 1/1.
Same with the other 1-drop humans. Like they need other humans to go with them.
Everything in this deck is a human though, isn't it?
Yes.
Looks like it.
Yeah, all of his creatures are humans.
Maybe that's why he likes the Rubble Boat Raiders so much, because it's a human. Like,
right.
I want to justify it and like agree with the decision to play that card, but
no, it's 4 mana though. It's
4 mana with like odd colors.
Yeah, green, red, red.
Yeah.
Split.
Yeah, it's way too hard to
Colorless.
cast. Like, if you're already comfortable, you can play.
I see 2 mountains.
Another Flint Hoof
Looks
Boar.
like a crag in the back.
Well, he's keeping, so draw another, does another land. That's not the best of draws, I can tell you that. Seeing as how he probably already has 3.
Yep. The freshly drawn forest.
Yeah, no 1-drop either.
So we get champion off of a turn 1 cliff top.
Yeah, so turn
tapped. So
turn 2 champion, yeah.
Not nearly as good. All right, so Boar looks pretty good here.
Yes, Boar is excellent here. Good old Judge Eric.
Keeping the lands clear so we can see what's going on.
Much appreciated.
So we got mountain.
It's funny like how all the 2-drops can just like blank the aggression from Jake's deck, except when you bring in a Searing Spear.
All right, so he gets in here for 1. Ryan should be at 19.
Yep, it'll be adjusted shortly. We do know that this 1 point was missed. All right, see what Ryan can do. Draws a Searing Spear of his own. I like that.
Pretty good.
If he has to like pass, like I think that's just a fine play. You know.
Yeah, honestly, I would pass. Like, see what Jacob's next play is.
Right. Now, say he plays a mayor, like would you spear the mayor or the champion?
Depends on what my hand is.
Yep. It feels like a mayor. Oh, lightning mauler.
So now I just shoot the champion when he goes to attack.
Right.
Like before he attacks, like when he declares attacks.
Oof.
So Boros Charm, that's a problem.
that was pretty bad.
So that's when it looked bad when Ryan passed. He could have just shot the champion on his turn and avoided that.
He could have, but I mean, like that was pretty. How many Boros charms does he have?
He's placed 4 main. I don't know how many he kept in.
Okay. All right.
Signal the clans.
So it looks like Ryan boarded in Signal of the Clans. How do you feel about that?
I don't like that card.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. Like, what's he actually going to gain from this? Like, maybe he's going to get one of these creatures, but this board state, like, none of them really. I mean, the Rampage is pretty large. If he does get that and play that.
Yeah, Rampage seems like the one he wants.
Right. Unfortunately, you cannot.
This is the first time I've ever seen Signal the Clans resolved, by the way.
This tournament was the first time anybody played it against me, and it was Ryan. He played it against me. Like, I had no idea what this does.
Yeah, I know. You get 3 guys. They have to have different names. And
right.
Then you randomly get one of them?
You get one of them at random.
Okay. The rest go in the bottom?
Yes. It's like, here's the randomization. I think they're going to roll for it as well. Yeah. Yeah, he's got the first one, which was Avenger. Okay, I mean, Avenger's pretty solid. Like, if he has enough mana, the regenerate clause is going to be really problematic for Jacob. It's going to be a pretty solid brick wall.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, if he has another Steering Spear when he plays it, then...
Yeah, definitely. Are you curious about Signal of the Clans?
I am.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Because, like, no one really knows how that card works.
Yeah, it never sees play.
Alright, so it looks like Ryan's go back to his turn. I do like how Signal's instant, which is pretty relevant.
Yeah,
is it instant?
It is an instant, so why? Yeah, he should have just passed again on that. Interesting.
So I played the Signal on his turn.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got a Soul Bonded Frontline Medic with the Lightning Mauler.
This is looking bad territory
So
for
it's
Ryan.
8 damage, right? Yep. So Ryan's supposed to be at 9 right now.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what he could play at this point. Like, Jacob's just way too far ahead.
It's got to be like a Searing Spear into the Avenger.
Yeah, he needs, like, removal bad.
Yep.
Because he just cannot deal with this frontline medic.
Looks like he has a Gore Clan Rampager that he's thinking of playing.
Even that's tough. I mean, he's still going to take a ton of damage.
Yeah, and the fact that like they're going to get the Indestructible Battalion, like means he's not actually going to get profitable trades.
Yeah, he's just absorbing 3 damage at that point.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's already goes with.
He must not have had much else.
Probably doesn't have a Searing Spear now. Looks like Jim has a Gruul Charm in hand, huh?
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I still don't even know. What does that even do?
Oh, you got it. Well, now you'll see. Creatures on the ground can't block, and it's 3 damage to all flyers.
Okay.
It's Falter is the main thing you want.
Okay. So they can't block. Now he's just going to come in for another 9?
Right. Yes, he doesn't attack for the full 9, but he has the burn spell to finish him off.
Oh, yeah. 8. I guess I was 8, yeah, because the champion was only at 2 counters plus the 1. Yep.
So See that? That's why I like Rule Charm and these like ground on ground aggro mirrors.
Jeez.
It just allows for these alpha strike turns.
So I'm not really sure what Ryan does, but I would definitely board out the Sigma of the Clans.
Yeah,
Like,
way too slow against in Blitz.
way too slow and way too random.
slow.
Like, you're never going to get what you want.
Right.
Even if you pick like 3 really solid cards, like one of them is going to be better than the others, and you're not going to get it. You know, if you do, awesome, good for you. But like, why leave something like that to chance?
Right. So we do see him going back to the sideboard. So hopefully he took our advice.
Yeah.
Through time.
Yeah. I really want to see the Garrix like come down. Like,
yeah.
He wins the game where he just like Searing Spears on 2 and then like plays a Wolf Avenger or something on 3 and then Garrick on 4.
No doubt.
He wins that like 100%. Jacob didn't make any sideboarding. Didn't go back to the sideboard, did he?
He did not. No.
All right. Well, the Boros Charm was also like really an issue there. Like,
yeah, I think honestly it's a weird keep in. I think, you know, like Ryan didn't see it game 1, so like he didn't know that Jacob even had it.
Yeah. I think that's why he like sort of played into it a little bit.
Yeah. It was a total blowout.
Yeah, had that Searing Spear like actually done something, it would have been a different game.
Yep.
For sure. So I can guarantee you that Ryan's gonna be on the play for this next game.
Yeah, most definitely.
His deck just definitely wants to be on the play. So like, what are? I mean, I know we already like went over the kind of hand that Ryan needs to have to like just dominate this matchup.
Yeah.
But, like, what about for Jacob? Would you say like, does he actually need a piece of disruption? Like,
no.
In the early turns, like you think he can just like plow through it with guys?
Yeah, 100%. Like this deck is just it's a borderline combo deck at this point. Like you need to have all these guys and you just turn them sideways every turn.
Right.
Like it's not. It almost is irrelevant what your opponent's doing half the time.
Yeah, and what about Mayor of Averbrook? How much do you feel the match like totally revolves around Mayor of Averbrook?
Not that much, because the individual threats, for the most part, Champion pumped up a few times, and Frontline Medic, and Silverblade Paladin, like they all pair up pretty well against Ryan's 3/3s.
Yeah.
But the Mayor it doesn't totally make that in Jacob's favor at that point. It does have the whole thing, the werewolf thing where, you don't really want to pass the turn either, because then you get 3/3 that makes more 2/2s.
Right.
3/3s. So if Ryan tries to do his pass Searing Spear on combat step, it's not going to work with a Mayor because he's going to have a better threat.
All right. Not sure what they're waiting for here.
Yeah, the other interesting thing about Jacobs is his mana base is he has much more basics than the traditional, because the traditional Blitz has no basics.
Right.
0.
You almost can't afford to play them.
Yeah, and he actually fit in 10 basics in his deck.
10 basics.
10 basics.
With Rubble Route Raiders in the deck.
Yes. 5 plains, 3 mountains, and 2 forests.
Wow.
Yeah, and it hasn't punished him. That's the thing that blows my mind.
Don't you love that? When people just never get punished by things that you would think they would. You would expect them to be punished by.
Yep. Yeah, honestly, I played him later in the day, and I was obviously knew what deck he was playing. It's pretty obvious right away.
Right.
But then I'm seeing all these basics come out. I'm like, what's going on? Because I play Blitz, I played it on, on the website, which you guys have seen before. So I feel like I know the list, and then he was had these surprise cards for me. So I was like, whoa! I was thrown for a loop for a second.
Right. This is definitely a much more homebrewed.
Yeah,
Blitz,
this
Blitz
is
deck.
this is not the list that we saw. Brad Nelson and Champion.
Power to him for coming up with his own thing. Whatever makes him happy.
Yeah, sometimes when you take those really known decks and you just change up a few cards, it can lead to a couple wins.
Yeah, he's got lots of basics. He's not maxing out any duels.
No.
Looks like a access to cards kind of issue.
Yeah, it does.
Man, three Rubble Raiders. That's like borderline greedy. Like you first of all, you like assuming you're going to be able to cast them with your 10 basics.
Yeah.
Then you're assuming you're going to be able to attack with this thing. That it's actually going to do something.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Like Hellrider's just way more damage.
Yeah. If I felt like if you wanted that effect, you just do Hellrider. He's easier to
Right.
cast, and he does a ton more damage.
Right.
Like, okay, he's not a human, but
And the
whatever.
game ends on turn 4 instead of you hoping that you get to turn 5
Right.
to maybe end it. And you can chump about Raiders.
Yeah, like we saw when Ryan had Hellrider. If that Hellrider was a Robo Raiders, he wouldn't have won that turn.
Right.
Anyway,
He might have won that game.
Yeah, it was still just like, okay, it was standoff mode.
Right. But like because it's a Hellrider, just like
7 damage.
the game just ended immediately.
All right, so we got some hands here. Let's see what we got. See if we can see what's going on.
Or
Forest,
double
Underground,
experiment one.
Double experiment one. Some red card.
I think it's a Searing Spear.
Another land in the back, looks like.
Yeah, looks like another stomping ground.
So experiment one, start off. All right, that's good.
This is a fairly strong hand. Now, hopefully, get something a little bigger so we can.
Yeah, you want to definitely grow those up pretty quickly.
Right. See if Jacob has an equally strong start.
A little tough to see his hand right now.
Yeah, it's pretty straight up.
He's definitely being cagey with his hand.
Yep.
Doesn't want to reveal anything to Ryan.
Good guy Ryan, showing us what he's got.
Yeah.
Oof.
Ooh, turn one, Sun Petal. That's not where you want to be.
That's pretty good news for Ryan.
All right, so
it'd
if Ryan can follow us up with like anything really, a Flinthoof Boar or an Emissary into Boar.
Right. Looks
Man.
like he drew a Cackler, so.
All right, so gonna take 2 off the Stomping Ground.
Yep. Like, if he does another Experiment 1, I'm totally fine with it. Experiment 1, Cackler Unleash. Like, evolve both of them.
Yeah.
That's really strong.
That looks like what he's doing. So he's gonna have a team of 2/2s.
Right.
Yep, there it is.
And if he has a Flinthoof Board to follow this
yeah,
up, it's
ton
like
of damage.
ton. So I was going to push him for 2.
Yep.
Or not.
Did he not attack?
I guess. Oh, you know what? I think you know what happens. Yeah.
So I don't think Ryan like passed the turn and Jacob
Right.
got a little antsy.
Yeah. That's what I think so too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's really disgusting about it right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know Jacob that well, but I have played games with him. He's really like my turn.
He does like to go fast.
My turn.
Yeah.
My turn. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Ryan's like.
Ryan's getting a little heated here.
I didn't say go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I honestly believe Ryan there because like he ordered his threats correctly. Like he didn't get antsy and like just jam the Cackler to evolve. Like he played his other experiment first, then played the Cackler to get maximum value with the
Right. Yeah, he knew what was going on in his hand.
It's weird to me that he would miss an attack. Like he knew what he was doing.
Right. Yeah. I feel like they're discussing it with Eric now, who's like sitting right next to him at
Yeah,
this point.
the judge is there.
Yeah. Now, like
So
this,
we'll get this hopefully
yeah.
resolved. All right, so we are gonna have an attack.
Yeah. This is a competitive REL event, or
Yeah.
it was.
Yep.
So like rules enforcement's like really strict.
Yeah, so Jacob probably got a warning for drawing extra cards, like
Yeah.
when he didn't, have his turn.
Emissary Mauler's not bad.
Not bad, but if Ryan, has a boar here, like you said,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like, oh man,
Right.
bad.
You even go with the Cackler because like if he trades with the Cackler, like,
Fine.
that's totally fine.
Yeah, Cackler almost did his work already.
Right.
So free combat tapped.
Right, so that tells me he doesn't have a boar.
Yeah, honestly, I don't love playing the land there. Doesn't do anything. And he passes. That stinks. That he does not. So
he doesn't have anything to evolve his guys. Yeah.
No follow up at all.
Ooh, Elite Inquisitor. So that's a first striker.
Yeah, so that's a first striker. So that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
A lot of defensive damage.
Still, if he draws anything to like evolve those
So this is a single clans. You left him in.
left those in. All right. Well, let's see if he can get a boar off this. I think his pile should be like
Boar, Rampager. What's his other big
Avenger.
guy?
He's got double green. He's got triple green.
Yeah, that's definitely his pile. You just called it. It has to be. Or could be Hellrider.
Or Hellrider. Yeah. Right.
He wants all of his threes.
I'm assuming he has the land because he's been playing lands. Yep. It's a boar. Now he can get either a Rampager or an Avenger here. Both of those are going to be pretty good. The Rampager is a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you just want guaranteed evolve. Like,
Right. Yeah, like almost. I think you'd rather have the Hell Rider the most, but whatever he gets out of any of these three is going to be very beneficial. Got Mr. Miyagi over here.
yeah, I do that.
He got the boar. I don't know how they like determine the randomization there, but he did get the boar.
Did we have a die roll or no?
I didn't see a die roll, but like they must have. It could have been off camera.
Interesting.
But it was the boar that went to his hand.
All right, so he can even if he doesn't have a land, he could go boar haste.
Right, which is still fine.
Seems good.
Yeah, nothing.
Jacob would have to double block to kill the boar.
Right, and Rhino will still get more than likely a 2-for-1 out of the deal, unless it's like Inquisitor Emissary. But at that point, the Lightning Mauler just like gets thrown under the bus.
Right.
Pretty sure he has another land in his hand too.
Yeah, thing to note is
Drew
the Inquisitor does have protection from werewolves. So
A Wolfear Avenger.
So, Wolfer Avenger is a werewolf or or just a wolf? That's what I'm not sure of. Let me check.
I'm pretty sure it's a werewolf or a Wolfear. I don't know if that was actually a creature type.
All right, so
He had a Hell
Rider. Okay.
He had a Hell Rider. Wow.
So now he has to double block the Hell Rider. What? No, double block the Hell Rider.
Oh no! You need to block the.
Oh man!
Oh, this is total
bad.
blowout.
This is really bad.
Alright, so he took 4 and then another 3 from the Hell Rider, so he does a solid 11, and all he lost was a Cackler, and he still has his Hell Rider for another swing. And we know he got the Flint Hoof Boar off of
Yeah,
that
so
single
he's
glance.
hasting with the boar next turn.
So this game is pretty much over at this point. Like,
yeah, that was unfortunate block. You gotta get the Hell Rider off the team. Like, yeah, it's a 2-for-1, but you should get rid of it. Okay, so he did have a Searing Spear, so he knew something.
Right. But I still didn't like the blocks in the experiment ones. Like,
no.
I would have double blocked one of them or something, you know?
Yeah, take out one of them. Because now, like, Elite Inquisitor looks bad again.
Right. And Ryan has a follow-up Flint Hoof Board that Jacob knows about, so he's just going to crash on through. Jacob's in the tank, though. I think he's like come to the realization that he probably doesn't have many outs, and his hand probably isn't strong enough to deal with this, so he's got to like...
He got like 1 or 2 cards in hand?
I want to say 2.
Yeah, actually, so the Elite Inquisitor against Wolfer Avenger doesn't matter because Avenger is a Wolf Warrior.
Wolf Warrior.
So
Warrior Tribal.
So there's the haste.
Yep. Yeah, just come on through. Like, Jacob really can't say anything about this.
Yeah, so he's like, what do you got? And
he's got 3 cards in hand.
What's the last card that Ryan has? Can't quite see it.
I can't see it, no. Jacob's just thinking this through. Does he have Selenium Charms?
He does have Selenium Charms, and
he might be debating whether or not to cast one.
Just like a 2/2.
Yeah, like he might be debating whether or not it's worth it to chump.
If that's the case, I think it's better just to pump your Inquisitor.
Right, and get something off the table.
Eat the boar.
Yeah, I agree because like I mean you save life on the chump, but you don't actually progress the board anywhere. Right. Whereas if he does that and then draws like a frontline medic,
right,
he can at least attempt to make a trade.
What's Jacob's other untapped land? Obviously the top is the cliff top, but what's underneath? Is it a forest?
I'm not sure. I can't quite see.
Oh, I think it's the Sun Petal.
Yeah, I was thinking it might have been.
Yeah, because this game started off with turn 1 Sun Petal.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he could have.
Yep, it's a Sun Petal.
Okay,
yep,
so
there's the charm.
All right, so he is just double chumping.
Double chumping on the experiment one.
Yeah.
See, yeah, that's not going to get him anywhere. Yeah. Now, like no matter what he draws, it's not going to be good enough. Even if he does draw a frontline medic.
Yeah, because he has the lethal on board right now.
Right. Like if he kept the what's his face alive.
Yeah, Elite Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Like he would have Elite Inquisitor.
And he would have outs to Mayor as well.
So now he has Domri with 1 land untapped.
Yep.
It's gonna do nothing.
It's literally gonna do nothing.
Like he could play a guy.
Champion.
That
was a frontline medic. Yep.
Which doesn't do anything.
And now Ryan just hits him for 9.
Yeah, so Jacob's line he took in that game was not unideal, I think.
Yeah, it was questionable. And there was that Boros charm.
I think if he had chosen the line we were discussing, he could have stabilized, like possibly. Like there was a line there that was possible.
He had more outs.
Yeah.
I think he probably drew that Domri, because he probably would have played it earlier if he had it, honestly. So he probably drew the Domri, and then he could have potentially fought with it. No.
No, he didn't have any threats big enough.
No, he didn't. It was tough. Yeah, it was like Jacob was pretty behind that turn anyway.
Yeah.
No matter which way he went, but he played two more outs if you went with the Selesnya charm on the pump mode.
Yep.
Versus the making a dude mode.
Yeah.
You know,
he could have had a full additional turn.
Right. Of which he would have drawn the frontline medic.
Yeah.
I mean, the Inquisitor might not have been alive, but who's to say?
All right. Well, that was round 1, and we will be back with round 2.
Alrighty.
Thank you. We'll see you shortly.